gooning.
We have all damn near gooned to the point of death, bro.
He gooned 56 times until he had a heart attack.
56? You can stroke yourself until you give yourself a stroke. Wow. Growing up, I remember seeing clips of a show called Dumb Ways to Die where they showed the most dumbest ways you could possibly die. There's probably somebody who overdosed on freaking milk and cereal. There's probably somebody who drank too many freaking energy drinks. And if that's the case, you know, you might as well call me freaking dead right now. Either way, today we're gonna be checking out 10 things you didn't know could kill you by a talking hat. This should be a good, funny, interesting video with, hopefully not that many gruesome deaths, I think, right?
Air hoses.
Huh?
Contrary to belief, air hoses are extremely dangerous.
What the heck is an air hose?
They're often used for filling up car tires, blowing out dust in keyboards, and inflating huge bouncy castles.
Okay.
They also carry enough pressure to tear through skin, damage internal organs, or even be fatal if mishandled.
So the only way to do this is if you put a freaking hose tube in the back of your throat, like, otherwise none of us are making this mistake, right?
On a calm morning in May 2011, a truck driver in New Zealand was going about his daily routine.
Okay.
He climbed onto the rigging between his truck's cab and trailer, a place he'd stood countless times before. But in one unlucky moment, his boot slipped, and instead of falling on steady ground, the man fell backwards straight onto his compressed air hose.
Did he sit on it? Oh my god, it obliterated his ass. That is the worst way possible, bro. I would rather have it in my throat, man.
The brass nozzle punctured him through his left buttock, and in an instant, high pressurized air about 100 pounds per square inch began flooding into his body.
Oh my gosh. He looks like a freaking One Piece character now, bro. Prayers to him. Did he survive?
If it was straight out of a cartoon, the man's body began to inflate in size. Air forced its way beneath his muscles and fat, separating his tissue like it was sheets of paper.
Imagine the freaking pain you get from your arteries, your tissues, your tendons, your capillaries ripping apart from the inside out. Oh my gosh, bro.
Tightened, his skin stretched, and his face ballooned into a grotesque puff. Co-workers who happened to cross his path screamed in terror. They quickly rushed to his side, shocked at the mortifying sight. They shut off the air supply and carefully rolled him onto his side, knowing his lungs and heart were under pressure. Ice packs were pressed against his...
You think ice pack's gonna do anything? What is the ice pack gonna do for that, bro?
...swollen neck and chest to try and ease the suffocating strain. Ambulance crews arrived as fast as they could, but when they found the man, he could barely breathe.
Damn.
His body literally doubled in size.
Damn.
It was full with so much air that every time an EMT tried to put a needle in his body to start an IV, the air would just push it right out.
Oh my gosh, so he was having like a retracted freaking magnet, like a positive charged magnet.
Doctors later compared his skin to feeling like densely packed bubble wrap just waiting to explode. But luckily for this man, he didn't explode.
Oh.
It took days for the air to escape his tissue, but against all odds, he survived by
Let's
farting it all
go!
out of his body.
He farted it out? Yo, hey, at least he didn't die, bro. Wow. You get turned into a Gear 3 Luffy edit, and you managed to survive that. Yo, you are him, bro.
Others, however, wouldn't be as lucky. Like the time a poultry worker in Mississippi got carried away with his friend while horseplaying. And for some odd reason, he decided to stick an air hose in his, yeah. The air pressure from the hose...
He was not playing. He's just a freak, bro. He just likes, again, touched and tickled inside of his, Hey, I don't blame him, bro. They say, the male G-spot and things like that are up there. So if you don't try that, bro, that's a you problem, okay? It's not gay, right? It can't be gay, right? It can't be gay. It's if a girl does it, right? Is it gay? Is it gay?
It was so immense that he blew up from the inside,
No.
rupturing most of his organs in the process. Surprisingly, there are a lot of cases like this. So even though they're fun to play with, air hoses are dangerous.
They're not fun to play with, bro. I don't play with these type of hoses, bro. I play with, shorter, girthier, like a water hose where I squirt my friends on hot summer days. Brief intermission if you're enjoying today's video so far. Please make sure you smash the subscribe button. We're on the road to 90,000 subscribers. Thank you very much.
Always keep them in safe places and please don't misuse them.
Yes.
A broken heart.
Huh?
It shouldn't be, but true love often feels like one of the rarest things to find in life.
Yeah.
And once you find it, you never want it to leave you. Such wasn't the case for a man who was forced to read his wife's eulogy at her funeral after he supported her for a 4-year battle against ovarian cancer. The pair were inseparable. The man became engaged to her when he was just 21 years old, and the two would go on to be married for 30.
Damn, okay.
4 years.
Damn!
Nearly twice my age. And now, instead of making more memories with the companion of his life, he was making funeral speeches and writing thank you letters to those who came to the service. The amount of exertion something like this can have on one's heart is no joke. Only mere moments after the eulogy, the man was found slumped over in his house, in the middle of writing thank you letters. He had literally passed away from a broken heart.
That's so sad. I wonder what the actual condition was. Like, did he have a genuine heart attack? Or did he have like a heart attack? What human connection can do to a person, and then once that connection is severed, it could be the worst pain you've ever experienced in your life, man. Also, talking head, bro, you said 34 years, double your age, so that means you're only, what, 17 years old? Oh, you sound like you have a freaking rock in your throat. How is your voice this deep, man?
Doctors said his grief was so profound that it caused him to have a heart attack. And this wasn't just an isolated incident. It's a phenomenon that happens to many others as well. It's called broken heart syndrome, or Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. It's a temporary heart condition triggered by intense emotional or mental stress.
Really?
That makes the heart's main pumping chamber weaken, causing it to mimic the symptoms of a literal heart attack.
Damn, so it's not really a heart attack, but it feels like a heart attack, but it's just a broken heart syndrome. I wonder why it was named after a Japanese person.
Soda cans.
Huh?
Imagine that it's a hot summer day, and you've done nothing but bask in the sun's overwhelming rays of heat all morning. You're parched, so you go indoors to get yourself a nice cold can of soda. But, to your disappointment, none of the drinks were put away in the fridge. They were left out on the table, so now they're just warm and gross.
Guess what? I'm still freaking drinking it. I don't care. Give me a glass of ice, maybe I'll pour it over, or maybe I won't. I'll just drink it room temperature soda, yes.
Come up with an idea. You take one of the cans of soda and throw it into the freezer in order to speed up the cooling of the beverage. To wait for it to cool down, you go and watch some YouTube and then end up falling asleep. Hours pass.
It's gonna pop in his face and slice him open to shreds, right?
And you forget that you left the soda in there. Eventually, when you wake up and stumble across your fridge again, you remember that you put a soda in its freezer.
Okay.
Hoping that the drink hasn't frozen solid, you quickly take it out of the freezer, crack it open, and boom. Just like that. The can explodes like a hand grenade right in front of your face.
Oh my gosh!
This is a real case that happened to
what part explodes? The can itself or the liquids in it? If you die to liquid splashing in your face, you are not meant to be on this planet, bro. No offense.
boy in China on August 25th, 2012.
Damn.
Luckily for this boy, however, medical professionals were able to save him and nurse him back to health.
Okay, good.
Frozen soda cans are extremely dangerous, and in some cases, they're even lethal. Freezing them forces the carbon dioxide in the soda to create tightly packed reservoirs inside of the can that store high amounts of energy similar to a bomb.
Damn.
So keep your soda in the fridge, and if you do put it in the freezer, don't forget to take it out so that you don't go boom, boom.
Yo, come on, bro. You don't gotta be trolling him like that, bro. It was a kid who got stitches, and you put freaking King Boomy and Attack on Titan edits on my screen? Come on, man. Yo, talking hat, lock in.
Gooning.
Really? Wait, gooning can kill you?
Hi, how are you? Good. Have you been here before?
Yeah.
The drive-thru guy.
Need to leave.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a couple of ways that gooning can take you out. But, so that this video doesn't get demonetized, I'll be swift on the topic.
Okay.
The risk of passing away from this is extremely low, especially if you're a healthy individual. However, if you're struggling with any underlying cardiovascular diseases, it's possible that excessiveness could trigger a heart attack, arrhythmia, or a stroke. On September 18th, in 2019, a heartbroken teen suffering from depression would find himself unable to ignore how his last Valentine's Day went. I don't really know how, but he snuck past his parents and locked himself away in a room where he then gooned himself to destruction.
What the hell is this? He locked himself in a room with depression and gooned till his death. Sounds like a freaking Reddit story. I'm not gonna lie though, if this did happen to somebody, it would happen to me and you. Let's be real, bro. We have all damn near gooned to the point of death, bro. And we probably will, right? Like, come on, bro. This is not even that crazy, bro. So make sure you're gooning, responsibly because it can kill you. You can stroke yourself until you give yourself a stroke. Wow, that's crazy.
He gooned 56 times until he had a heart attack.
56?
However,
okay, yeah, bro. Okay, that's a little freaking crazy, bro. My like top numbers is like 7, bro. 56? How do you even have that much in you? That means that you were nutting an average of what? Every like 25 to 30 minutes, dude? Did you just put Don Toliver as a top 5 artist of today? Get off my screen, man.
I'd take this case with a huge gulp of salt because due to the bizarreness of his passing, tons of media outlets have exaggerated how
This is him too? Bro, you're black, man. You just like me. That means this is a risk and it could affect me too.
often claiming that he did it 100 times and ripped his thing off his body.
Damn!
Which is obviously just not true.
Oh, okay.
Vending machines. He was infuriated. A man had just put the only dollar he had on him into the vending machine, and his snack was stuck inside of the machine floating in limbo. The problem had a simple solution. Just shake the stupid clanker.
He's gonna freaking kick the box and it's gonna fall on him and kill him, dude. This General Grievous?
The man began rocking the vending machine back and forth over and over again until his snack finally fell and was free for him to take. Unfortunately, however, it wouldn't be the only thing to fall. The 1,200-pound vending machine would also tip over
Oh my
and
god.
crush his neck against a wall. The man would be pinned against the wall, struggling to keep the machine from fully flattening his neck. But sadly, his efforts would prove to be fruitless. He wouldn't survive to...
Damn, I can't even imagine, like, the aura loss. I know that's, like, the least of our problems and concerns, but imagine, like, fighting a freaking vending machine and you're like, help, help, help! Like, you're gonna look like such a, like, pussy, bro. So I might actually not even yell. I might just be like, bro, it's over for me, bro. I was an idiot. Shook the vending machine and it fell on me and I died, but guess what? I'm still mewing, though. I'm mewing throughout my death, man.
See the next day. More people pass away from vending machines than they do shark attacks.
Really?
There's about 2 to 4 casualties from vending machines each year in the US. So, if the machine isn't giving up...
Wait, why are they so damn heavy then, bro?
Your snack, you can get angry at it, you can swear at it, but don't get into a fight with it. 10 out of 10 times, you will lose.
Yeah.
Sudden choking.
Oh.
Imagine this. You're hanging out with your friends, chilling at a party, and conversing with other people while losing track of time. And then that's when it hits you. You start choking on literally nothing. It's called a laryngospasm. It's a sudden, violent, and involuntary spasm of your vocal...
On nothing? You could choke and die on nothing, bro. If somebody watches this video has freaking anxiety or fear of daily life or whatever, this video is not helping them, bro. Because you could die from literally just choking on air.
...cords that is so forceful that it entirely blocks your body's airways. Mild cases of laryngospasms last just a few seconds, while more intense cases can last up to a few minutes, which is pretty horrifying when you think about it. 1 second, you're chilling on some mobile games. The next second, you're literally fighting for your life and suffocating on nothing. If this ever happens to you, don't panic or try to gasp.
What do you do?
Remaining calm helps your muscles relax.
Okay, so I need to get nice and relaxed. So basically I should goon then in that moment. And that's the most, relaxing thing you can do, right?
Take small sips of water to clear any possible irritants causing the spasm and apply pressure on the soft spots behind your earlobes. It'll help your vocal cords ease up. And most importantly, seek professional help.
Okay, I like they gave us, advice on what to do in that case or scenario. Shout out to you, man.
Restaurant signs. In January 2023, a swarm of fierce winds ripped through Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Damn!
A family arrived at their favorite local Denny's.
Oh, hell nah, yo, screw Denny's. Last time I went to Denny's, they burnt my Pizookie, they fried my chicken tenders, and my orange juice was literally trash. How do you mess up orange juice?
Start their morning off with some warm pancakes and coffee. An entirely questionable option for breakfast. No offense.
No, this is good options for breakfast. Hold on now. We do not share the same opinion, buddy. Pancakes and coffee for breakfast, low-key, that's elite.
However, towering above the Denny's parking lot was an 80-foot sign, weighing more than a ton. To most, the sign was a glowing beacon for bacon, eggs, and pancakes.
Yeah.
But for this family, it became the last thing they'd ever see.
That's so sad, bro.
A 72-year-old woman sat in the car with her husband and daughter when a storm outside struck. The pole groaned under the wind's pressure, then, without warning, it suddenly snapped.
Oh my gosh,
a massive sign came crashing down on the car, crushing the roof and trapping the family inside.
That's like wrong place, wrong time. Like, they couldn't even avoid this, bro. I mean, like, this would just turn me into a superstitious person and avoid signs at all costs, bro. Bro, the lawsuit would have been so crazy. Oh my god, they would have sued him for $1 billion, man.
Unfortunately, the 72-year-old lady didn't survive its impact, and her husband would also go on to pass away from the injuries the accident gave him. There are multiple cases where restaurant signs...
Wait, what about the daughter? Did she pass away too? Or did she survive?
Station signs and storefronts fall on people. So, never be discouraged to keep your distance from an unstable-looking board that's giving you an off feeling when you're entering a business. It might just save your life. Sneezing. We all do it. You're sitting in a job interview, or in a library, or in front of your date.
What?
And
Sneezing?
then you feel it coming.
I feel it coming. What's that Weekend song? I heard they say holding a sneeze, it can rupture like blood vessels, but I always hold in my sneezes. So like, am I cooked?
Tingling sensation that tickles the small hairs inside of your nose, letting you know that you're about to sneeze. The natural thing to do is to let that sneeze fly.
Right.
Well, while trying to not make a mess. But oftentimes instead, we just find ourselves stifling the sneeze. Don't. My anatomy teacher in high school always told us to break the habit, and honestly, it makes sense as to why.
Damn, okay.
During a sneeze, if your mouth and nose are both closed, the pressure generated in the airways can surpass more than 20 times its normal amount. And in a recent case during 2023, a man sick with hay fever held in his sneeze by instinctively pinching his nose and closing his mouth.
Okay, that's why, bro. Just let it out somehow.
The force that built up in his airways was so immense that it literally tore open his windpipe.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. I am never holding in a freaking sneeze ever. But then again, bro, when I hold my sneezes, I hold my nose and I let it out through my mouth, bro. This dude was asking to like have something bad happen by closing both of his pipes.
It's extremely rare to pass away from this, but nonetheless, holding in a sneeze just isn't worth gambling your life.
Yeah.
Christmas trees.
Really?
There's no better feeling in the world than to finish setting up your Christmas tree just in time for the holidays. Nothing beats a Christmas with fruitcake, eggnog, and
Yo, unpopular opinion, bro. I guess eggnog is good, bro.
a house fire. US fire departments respond to an average of 200 home fires caused by Christmas trees each year.
How? What? How? Is it because of the lights?
As you would presume, these fires lead to casualties.
Yep.
Christmas tree house fires are significantly more dangerous than normal fires in your home. This is because these fires usually occur at night or early morning when people have gone to sleep but left all of their decorations plugged in and lit up. They're usually caused by candles that were placed too close to the tree, faulty wires, or heat caused by all of the decorative electrical elements.
Okay, makes sense.
And as opposed to normal house fires that are slow and steady in their startup, Christmas fires with a dry tree can ignite and spread across a room in less
So you want to have a wet tree? You want to get it nice and wet and soaking and juicy and dripping and gushy? We are oiling up our Christmas trees in 2025, so that way, wait, actually oil is flammable. Never mind, don't follow that advice. Do not oil up your Christmas tree, bro, please.
So, with that being said, try not to get too carried away with your holiday spirit this year. Doing nothing.
What?
see
What?
that-
What? Okay, no. If this video shows me something, it shows me that, bro, you just live freaking life however you want to live it, man. Doing nothing. I could be doing everything and dying.
Signs can fall on you, beverages can explode in your face, and that Christmas trees can set you ablaze in your sleep. So you decide that the best course of action for you to avoid all danger is doing absolutely nothing.
Okay?
And then you explode into a ferocious blaze, so
What?
powerful that it leaves nothing but your feet behind.
What? Who did this happen to, bro? Is this like a nuclear bomb 1948 Japan?
Weirdly enough, nothing else around you is affected. Not the couch you were sitting on, not the table in front of you, not the rug on the floor. Nothing. Just only specifically you. This is known as spontaneous human combustion.
What?
And there are many cases in the US about it.
What?
However, scientists nowadays discredit it fully and dub it as nothing more than a myth. They rather believe it to be the wick effect, which is when a person's clothing absorbs melted body fat during a fire and causes them to burn up, but leaves their surroundings relatively unharmed. Others feel like this isn't a sufficient enough explanation to the phenomenon though. They argue that if the fire's hot enough to consume you entirely and leave nothing but ashes behind, then it should also scorch nearby walls,
Right.
furniture, and flooring. They also say for the wick effect to be true, it needs a clear spark, like a lighter or a candle.
So this is like a myth, or is it just up for debate? Because it is shocking to know that on a random freaking Tuesday afternoon, I could just blow up from spontaneous human combustion, bro. The only busting, you know what? Let's leave the jokes away.
In many of the cases, the victims aren't found with anything heat related. Toilet
Damn.
time.
What?
In Chicago in 1987.
You died to a toilet? How did you manage to die to a freaking toilet? Somebody, let me know. Explain, bro.
A 70-year-old woman would board a cruise ship with her family.
Okay.
As they explored the wonders on board and enjoyed the pleasant feeling of being on the ocean, the old lady would be greeted with another, less than pleasant feeling. So she excused herself from her family and made her way to the ship's bathroom.
Okay.
And there she was greeted with the solution to her bowel troubles: the toilet.
Okay.
Closed the door behind her, sat on the seat, and did her business in peace. Minutes later, the ship's medical personnel would rush past the family to the bathroom
Why?
where their grandma was last seen. Out of concern, the family would follow. And as if it were a scene straight out of a horror movie, they would be met with the sight of their grandma. Her insides were literally sucked out of her body by the ship's vacuum toilet. She was
What? How does that even happen?
rushed to the emergency room once
Oh
the cruise
my-
docked at a port. And even though cases like these are extraordinarily rare, toilets have
She
been shown to
survived?
cause
They put the organs back in her body, bro. Some Bob the Builder activities, bro. Shout out to her. And she was 70. She's a warrior, bro.
lethal harm to civilians in other ways. Take, for instance, exploding. In 2017, a federal class action lawsuit was filed against a toilet company called American Standard after it received 300 reports of its toilets literally blowing up.
Really?
And even this year, in 2025, a 20-year-old man suffered serious burn injuries after he pressed the flush button on his toilet and it responded with a loud explosive bang.
Oh, what is stopping that from happening to your freaking toilet, bro? You know how people are like, oh yeah, I blew up the bathroom? That could literally happen to you on a random... It could happen to you tonight, man. Yo, make sure from now on, when you flush your toilet, you step back a little bit. That way it just blows off your arm and not your freaking face.
He was rushed to a hospital where doctors revealed that 35% of his body was burned horribly
Oh
by
my.
the explosion. But luckily, he survived.
Okay, good.
If you couldn't tell, this was a birthday special for the channel. It's my way of thanking you guys for all the support you've
Happy
given me this
birthday,
year.
Unc.
In just 2 months,
actually 17, bro. Happy birthday, child.
we grew from 10,000 subscribers to over 250,000.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna do it for today's video. We found out a bunch of random things that you didn't know could kill you. Like you can die from gooning, you can die from freaking flushing a toilet, you can die from doing literally nothing and combusting. Live life, enjoy life, but also try to be safe, you know. Make sure you watch out for any crazy signs. You don't put air hoses in your butt. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord in the description. Link me in a new video, check out the Discord or in the comment section down below. As always, please make sure you subscribe to the main channel description, follow the IG description as well. Have a great rest of your day. It's love you all. I love you, and I'm out.